You are watching the 2018 Electrothread Rally. The fifth stop on the National Rally Championship calendar, the Electrothread Rally, moved closer to Pretoria this year to bring the rally action nearer the fans. It featured 11 fast and furious stages and was underpinned from start to finish by the drama of the tight championship battle between Guy Botterill and Asia Potgieter. The new venues and all new stages meant that all competitors started on an equal footing, setting the scene for a compelling event.
Well, for this year's rally we have two brand new venues actually here today. We're at Cowhouse Market, which is just towards the east of Pretoria next to Silver Lakes Estate. Two fantastic new stages here. We're going to have a challenging stage at night tonight with a great spectator vibe. We expect a lot of people here today. It's dusty, but it's hard surfaces, so it's going to be fast action.
In the R2N class, the championship standings heading into the rally saw Guy Botterill top the table by 3 points from Asia Potgieter. Richard Leek, after taking 2017's title race to the wire, was 16 points adrift.
We're currently third in the championship. I think Asia with the drop event is probably about 5 points ahead of us, and Guy's quite a bit ahead, so I think this is a must win for us to try catch up. Yeah, our plan this event is to give it our all. We've got nothing really to lose, but everything to gain, so I think we're going to push from the word-go.
Having led the championship until the Algoa rally, Asia Potgieter needed the win too.
We're currently second in the championships, so this event is very important to us. We must get the first place to get back first in the championships and put some pressure on Guy. Yeah, no, definitely for me and Richard, I think it's one of the most important events. Even for Guy, he can't lose another event. So I think for us three in front, it's a quite difficult event. We all must do well, so we're all going to push very hard.
Though the battle lines were mostly fiercely drawn between the three main championship protagonists, the Electrothread Rally saw flat-out racing throughout the field. The Premier R2N class was contested by 10 cars. Besides Botterill, Asia Potgieter and Leek, the class battle included Chris Kurzer, Chart Conradi, George Smallberger, Jacques Dutoy, Johannes Potgieter, Jono van Wyk and Matthew Vasilai. Rally honours were also contested by the 4 classic class entrants and 17 open category vehicles ranging in power from Vilro Dippenaar's S2000 Toyota Auris to Tian Malan's Datsun GX.
Well, our Mazda 2 is a really strong car, so we think a strong car will get us to the end in one piece without losing time is going to be key. The first two stages today are very tricky. Stage 1 especially is very, very tight and twisty with a lot of things that can catch you out. So we're going to be cautious, but I think tomorrow everyone's going to be flat out all day. Stage 2, there's some tight, tricky sections, lots of rocks and stuff. But tomorrow's stages are wide and open and the speeds are going to be very high, and I think it's going to be great action for everyone to watch.
As Chris Kurzer explained, the new routes were anything but straightforward. They even caused him significant problems when he connected with a tree branch and was forced to withdraw his Mazda 2 from the rest of the day's stages. At the sharp end of the rally, Guy Botterill topped the timesheets on the opening stage, while the powerful open class car of Thien Schubert came to the fore on stage 2. Asia Potgieter's rally did not get off to the ideal start, however.
The first stage was very bad for us. We lost the back brakes, we lost a few seconds to Guy and Richard. But second stage we went very well. It's a quick stage, it's a difficult stage. So yeah, the second stage was very good. It's very hectic racing, so we will try our best to catch up with Guy. So we're pushing very hard on this moment. We must win this rally.
The Highveld Motor Club, or HMC as they are more often than not known, were the organisers of the Electrothread Rally and put in a massive amount of work to ensure that the event was a success. Their primary goal was to create a captivating spectacle by putting together technical and rally fan-friendly stages. The move closer to Pretoria from the rally's traditional stages around Bronkhorstspruit meant that they started with a blank canvas. The result was a series, particularly on day 1, of stages which kept the drivers and their co-drivers on their toes.
It's quite tight. AC is just behind us, and it's quite tight behind that, so the pressure is definitely on everybody. No one can have any slip-ups, so stage 1 and stage 2 are quite rough on the car. There's quite a few places where you can hurt yourself and hurt the car. So we're going hard, but also at the same time we're just watching out for the rough areas and just make sure we don't damage the car too much for tomorrow. But we posted 2 quick times, so we're quite happy with our pace that we're going at the moment. Just got to make sure we get through this next stage, and then we're going to have quite a tough night stage. I think it's going to be quite difficult to see the road at night, but yeah, we're just going to see how it goes and make sure we don't lose too much time at night.
The technical nature of the routes, combined with the wet surfaces in places, meant that there were numerous offs, tiger lines and moments. This was great for the spectators, but nerve-wracking for the crews, who usually prefer to ease into a rally with a drama-free opening day.
Yesterday on stage 3 we went a little bit wide on a corner, and there were some branches that they cut off some of the trees to open up the road a bit, and one of the branches unfortunately went through our radiator, so we lost all our water.
After 3 stages of fast-paced action, the sun began to set on the Highveld, and the crews prepared the cars for what was to be a decisive night stage. Dust was the main concern, and running first on the road, Richard Leek held a significant advantage.
Richard took quite a lot of time off everybody in the night stage. Richard was the first car on the road, he didn't have any dust, and then everyone else had his dust, but we're not too worried about that. It's what rally is about, so we're just going to put our head down and try and have a go at reducing the gap and see how hard we can push.
Night stages are always popular with the rally fans, especially on Friday evenings, when they can make their way to the rally and unwind after a long work week. In the cars, however, the gravel night stage was anything but relaxing, and the wind-still conditions all but ensured the billowing dust clouds never cleared.
So yeah, the first stage wasn't the best stage we had. We had no brakes, so we lost a lot of time, and then the 2 stages after that wasn't too bad. We had a good pace, and then the last stage last night, where the dust was such a mission to get through. You can't see anything, so we lost a minute there. The dust, if you can't see anything and the driver can't see anything, the driver starts panicking, starts asking you questions, but you can't answer him really because you can't see anything. It's also difficult to determine where the road is because you can't see the sides of the roads, even you can't see a corner. So yeah, you just have to stay calm and try to keep your driver on the road.
Sweeping the road, as being first on course on the opening day is known, is usually a disadvantage, but it played handily into Richard Leek's favour. Watch here as the clear air ahead of him allows the Speedglass Ford Fiesta driver to complete one short section 4 seconds faster than Asia Potgieter. The dramatic night stage left Leek with a 23-second lead atop the timesheets. His R2N rivals, Botterill and Asia Potgieter, were 2nd and 4th overall, respectively. There were 7 stages on the cards for the second day of the Electrothread Rally, which saw the day's action congregated around the Willem Prinsloo Agricultural Museum. Back to compete under Super Rally rules were the Electrothread Mazda pairing of Chris Kutzer and Greg Godrich. The day, however, did not start well for JJ Potgieter and Guy Botterill. However, both of their vehicles had suffered damage in the final stage the night before and had to be pushed from the Parc Fermé to the service park.
We were going good yesterday until the night stage. We couldn't see where we were going. We think we've damaged the sump. There's a lot of oil coming out the engine. We had to push the car up this long hill to get it into service. Simon did a great job to help me get it up the hill. But yeah, we're gonna take the sump off now, have a look, see what the damage is. Hopefully it's not too bad, and then we can attack today.
Both Botterill and JJ Potgieter managed to get their cars running in time to start the first stage of the morning. But with a commanding lead, the ball was in Richard Leek's court. The young Speedglass Ford Fiesta driver is not one to sit back and conserve a lead, however. With Guy Botterill chasing him down, he would have to push on through the remaining stages.
We're starting today with a 23-second lead over Guy, and our plan is just to keep that going and try and maintain that lead. Today's stages aren't as technical and tough as yesterday's stages. They're a lot more open and fast, so we're looking forward to that. Obviously, when you've got to stay on the road, there's always rocks on the outside, so that's the main thing, stay on the road.
Though the Electrothread Rally battle seemed to be shaping up as one between Richard Leek and Guy Botterill, they would be remiss not to keep an eye on Asia Potgieter. The young Secunda local grew up rallying in similar conditions and is enjoying his first real tilt at the title this season. Asia Potgieter's consistency has provided Botterill's biggest challenge in the clash for the 2018 championship crown.
You must just keep your head in the game. You mustn't lose your head now because of 1 minute dust gap. So yeah, we'll just keep our heads in the game and just push it hard and stay calm. It's a long day ahead. Anything can happen to Guy or Richard, and see how much time we can make up.
A little further down the field, Matthew Vasey-Lyle and Rikus Fourie had an exciting start to the day's rallying, smashing their windscreen on stage 5. Jono van Wyk and Barry White, meanwhile, had been enjoying a quiet and remarkably hassle-free rally thus far. Ahead of most of the R2N cars on the road were the open category S2000s of Wilro Dippenaar and Theuns Joubert. The powerful four-wheel drive vehicles are spectacular.
Look, it was tight and twisty yesterday. We had actually a very good day. We were leading the rally until stage 3. Today's stages suit the S2000 four-wheel drive car much better than yesterday's stages. And now we're gonna give it gas today. The plan is to take back the time now.
While the conditions were suiting the four-wheel drive S2000s, the front-wheel drive R2N and the other open-class cars were struggling somewhat. Chris Kurte explains what made the stages so tough.
Yes, I think the stages are in a bad condition now. The roads have been cut up quite badly, so there's not a lot of time to be gained out there. Even if you go too hard, you won't gain much time. You'll just go off the road or damage your vehicle. It is tough out there. Stage 5, the first one this morning was very sandy, so it was challenging getting the front-wheel drive cars through. The second pass is going to be even worse, so I don't know if people are going to get through everywhere with unscathed. Then stage 6 is a long one. I think it's 22 odd Ks. There's a bit of everything and a lot of things that can catch you up. There's big rocks in there, serious jumps that if you catch them wrong, you'll land wrong. Posts to hit through gates, etc. We just went through a fence and we were quite lucky not to damage the car. We lost some time, but we're still good. The car is good.
With vital points on offer for finishing the rally, Kurte would battle on. Richard Leek and his co-driver Henry Kona were not content to fight for minor placings. Only a win would do, as they had 17 points to make up on Guy Botterill and Simon Vasey-Lyle. The pair were therefore pushing hard when disaster struck. Their Electrothread Rally came to an abrupt end on a rock hidden by the treacherous sand Kurte had warned of.
Yeah, unfortunately, we decided to attack at stage 7. Unfortunately, we had an unmarked rock in the line that we decided to take. There were some other rocks, we decided to go around them and hit that one. And we punctured our sump guard, which in turn punctured our sump. Lost all our oil, so we had to cut the engine. Had a bit of flames going underneath the car, got that extinguished luckily. And here we're standing, not the best result for our championship, unfortunately, but we'll come to the next one and try and secure points and at least try and secure a podium on the championship.
Racing by the stricken Ford, Asia Potgieter immediately knew his chances of securing better championship points had dramatically improved. That being said, there were still many difficult kilometers remaining in the rally, and he would have to ensure that his Lake Umuzi Volkswagen Polo reached the finish line, while also still pushing to catch the new rally leader, Guy Botterill.
I'm actually very happy about it. I can't really say that, but I'm happy about it because it's good for my championship points. But yeah, still Guy, I must try to catch Guy or even just keep up with him.
The championship pressure was clearly on because the camaraderie between the crews usually prevents any talk of benefits from others' misfortunes. Guy Botterill, however, remained ever gallant.
Unfortunately, Richard has fallen out. I was quite looking forward to quite a tight race towards the end. But yeah, we just got to make sure we don't damage the car now. We've got a little bit of a buffer to AC, so we're just going to raise our car a little bit so we don't hit all the sump rocks, and just make sure we get the car to the end and score maximum points. There were a lot of spectators out there. It was great to race against, in front of all these people. It's fantastic. I think Chris did a fantastic job. It's a pity about him yesterday. It's a sponsor's curse. Normally you sponsor an event and you fall out. But anyway, Chris did a great job and we can only thank him for what he did.
Behind the championship and rally victory battles, the fight for third place was between Chris Kroetser, Jono van Wyk, JJ Potgieter, Chart Conradi, Matthew Vacy-Lyle and George Smallberger. Van Wyk had been quietly going about his business, keeping the Swazi Cowboy Ford Fiesta out of trouble. JJ Potgieter might have started the day by pushing his car from the Parc Fermé, but since then, his fortunes had improved. George Smallberger, meanwhile, was experimenting with his Volkswagen Polo in search of more pace.
So we've got a new motor, really good. I'm very happy with the motor. We've dropped the suspension on this rally, so yeah, a bit of a different drive style, but all good.
While Smallberger was fine-tuning, Chart Conradi was simply forging on. As one of the most experienced campaigners in the class, he seldom puts a wheel wrong. The art of scoring points is knowing exactly when to take risks.
I think for now we must just stay in second place and get a point for this rally. Don't think we will catch up on Guy, it's too far ahead. But yeah, there's still 3 or 4 stages left in the race, so we will see what happens.
There's a lot of rocks. If you go slightly off the road or even sometimes in the road, you can hit your sump, so you've got to be a bit careful. And we came into one corner and there was a big rock in the road. And we clipped the rock, went onto 2 wheels. As we came down, I think we hit a tree and quite a thick branch, and it shattered the window. Badly enough that I couldn't see anything out of it, so we had to, in the service, we took it out. So at the moment we're just driving with goggles and trying to keep on the road.
After their windscreen-related drama on stage 5, Matthew Vacy-Lyle and Rikus Fourie were forced out of the rally with a broken drive shaft on stage 8. Matthew's brother Simon Vacy-Lyle, alongside Guy Botterill, was in race management mode in the Toyota Gazoo Racing Etios.
Not unhappy that we can take it a little bit easy, because it is hard out there. The cars are taking a bit of a hammering, but we just got to try and manage the gap and manage the car and not get any damage. No, today's okay. There's quite a strong wind blowing, so last night when the night stage came, the wind almost completely stopped, so the dust was just hanging. Today the dust is moving away quite quickly, so there's no dust problems today.
With both Botterill and Asia Potgieter seemingly content to claim the points they would have earned if the rally concluded after stage 8, the pair both slacked off slightly over the remaining 3 stages. The Electrothread Rally proved to be one of the toughest of a very challenging season so far, with 10 retirements in total from a field of 31 starters. Given the championship that is at stake, Botterill and Potgieter's caution was understandable. As was that of Jono van Wyk. Having only scored 7 points from the 4 events before the Electrothread Rally, he really needed to finish.
Championship, we're a bit behind on points because of 2 DNFs, but that's why we want to finish now. There's lots of rocks off the racing line, so take it a bit easier through there where you can't push. Yeah, I want to get a finish as the first and foremost, and then we'll see where we finish, and then we'll take it from there.
The Electrothread Rally's fast roads, verged by tractionless dry grass and hidden rocks, made it exceptionally hard on the cars. Each service park witnessed a flurry of activity, with crews frantically working to repair drive and side shafts, assessing damage to bash plates, and checking for the telltale warning of a fatal blow to the sump, that massive oil leak. Virtually no vehicle was exempt from the damage. But for the privateers in the open class, the task of running repairs was made that much harder. Operating on a shoestring budget, drivers double as mechanics lower down the field. By the conclusion of the 9th stage, the retirement list included 2 classic cars, 2 R2N campaigners, and a growing number of open-class competitors. Given the costs involved, it is only the passion of special men and women which keeps the sport vital and growing. One of these individuals is Electrothread's Chris Kutzer. Alongside competing himself, Kutzer sponsors this particular rally and supports the series as a whole.
Rallying means a lot to me. I've been doing it since 1987 in various jobs. Started as a mechanic then, started rallying in 2012. It's a passion. Once it's in your blood, you can't stop. Sponsoring the event, we have a vision to bring the rally back to the cities, back to the people. And I think on this event we did it. The furthest we were out of Pretoria was like 22 Ks. So I think it was good, and I think the spectator numbers prove that we've got a good formula. And I think the action was good. The stages were very spectator friendly, so I think they saw a lot of action.
One of the other initiatives which the National Rally Championship has instituted to draw spectators out to the rally is the classic car class. Featuring the much-loved vehicles from the past, including Ford Escorts, Toyota Corollas, Datsun Triple S's, and of course the ever-popular Volkswagen Golfs, it provides an additional challenge to the crews and thrills for the spectators. The old rear-wheel drive cars in particular are great fun to watch, as they tend cornering spectacularly sideways.
It's been quite tough because the car's a little bit problematic. It's a classic and it's a genuine 84 VW Motorsport Golf. So they're a bit long in the tooth. It's 35 years old. This is the original car that was raced in 84. We just rebuilt the engine and found I've got a draggy clutch, so gear changes are very, very tricky. Plug these keep jumping off or sliding off. So I'm very worried about ignition time because in PE we did 10 Ks and melted the piston. So I'm very nervous of the same thing happening here.
It's a Mark 1 Ford Escort. It's a 1970 model, still with the original 1600 Kent engine in it. Obviously hotted it up a bit and pumped it a bit, and yeah, it's very different. You're busy on the steering wheel, you got no power steering, it's all manual, hard labor, you sweat heavy inside that car, but it's fun, it's fun. You look a lot through the side windows, but yeah, no, it's also a nice rally. This got lots of sideways movement, and yeah, just want to get it to the end.
With the rally winding down, there was time for the drivers to spend some time with their friends and family members who came out to the Willem Prinsloo Agricultural Museum to support them. The organisers, HMC, had put on a festival-like atmosphere alongside the service park, with food trucks on hand to ensure everyone was well fed, while Tux FM kept the crowd entertained. The action continued meanwhile with the final stage of the Electrothread Rally. The cars ran in reversed general classification order, allowing the slowest runners left in the field the chance to experience the full focus of the crowds too. The final 3 cars on the road were the top 3 R2N vehicles from 3rd to 1st. They all completed the stage without incident. Meanwhile, Jono van Wyk finished 3rd, Asia Potgieter claimed 2nd, and Guy Botterill emerged victorious in the 2018 Electrothread Rally.
We're quite happy to get to the end. It was quite a tough event, hard on the cars. A lot of people had problems. We've won 4 in a row, and there's 2 more events left. So we're just going to try and keep the hammer down and the momentum going and prep a good car and look forward to the next 2 events.
The overall results saw the Electrothread Rally victory go to Wilro Dippenaar over Theuns Joubert, both in the S2000 cars, while the R2N competitors, Guy Botterill, Asia Potgieter and Jono van Wyk finished 3rd, 4th and 5th respectively. The attention now shifts to the Secunda Rally, which takes place during the Lake Umuzi Festival on the 28th and 29th of September, followed by the season-ending Ermelo Rally on the 26th and 27th of October. You've been watching the 2018 Electrothread Rally.